In the heart of 19th century England, hidden from the eyes of the world, there existed a small, bustling village where the spirit of innovation thrived. The cobblestone streets echoed with the sounds of horse-drawn carriages and the chatter of townsfolk, unaware of the monumental discovery that was about to unfold in their midst. In a modest workshop filled with the scent of oil and the clatter of metal, a brilliant yet unrecognized inventor was on the brink of a discovery that would change everything. This was a time when the world was on the cusp of technological revolution, and every invention had the potential to reshape society. Elias Layton, a tinkerer by trade and a visionary by nature, had an idea that would transform the very way people communicated. His workshop was a sanctuary of creativity, cluttered with gears, wires, and half-finished prototypes. Elias spent countless nights under the dim glow of oil lamps, driven by a singular vision that consumed his every thought before it was stolen. Elias's dedication was unwavering, but little did he know his groundbreaking invention would soon be taken from him, altering the course of history forever. He called it the keyed telegraph. Elias believed he could build a machine that would allow people to send written messages instantly across great distances. This was a revolutionary concept in an era where communication was limited to the speed of a horse or a ship. The keyed telegraph was a marvel of engineering, a device that could bridge the gap between distant lands and bring people closer together. It was unlike anything the world had ever seen. The townsfolk gathered in awe as Elias demonstrated his invention, their eyes wide with wonder and disbelief. The keyed telegraph promised to change the way they lived, worked, and connected with one another. In a world where information could only travel as fast as the swiftest horse or ship, Elias's vision was bold, almost too bold. The idea of instant communication seemed like a fantasy, a dream too far-fetched to be real. Yet Elias was determined to make it a reality, to bring his vision to life, despite the skepticism that surrounded him. The reaction was not what he hoped. The initial excitement quickly gave way to doubt and disbelief. Many dismissed Elias as a dreamer, a man chasing an impossible idea. The weight of their skepticism bore down on him, but he refused to give up. Yet one man in the room saw the potential, or rather saw an opportunity. Edward Bellamy, another inventor with a less than honourable reputation, knew this keyed telegraph was going to be big. Bellamy was a man driven by ambition, always on the lookout for the next big thing that could catapult him to fame and fortune. Edward Bellamy, another inventor with a less than honourable reputation, knew this keyed telegraph was going to be big. He saw in Elias's invention a chance to make a name for himself, to claim the glory and recognition that had always eluded him. Bellamy's mind raced with possibilities, and he began to hatch a plan to take the invention for himself. But he wanted the fame for himself. Bellamy's ambition knew no bounds, and he was willing to do whatever it took to achieve his goals. He watched Elias closely, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Under the cover of darkness, Bellamy stole not just Elias's invention, but his dream. He crept into the workshop, his heart pounding with anticipation, and took the keyed telegraph along with Elias's meticulously detailed plans. Bellamy knew that with this invention he could change the world and secure his place in history. He changed the design slightly and presented it as his own creation. Bellamy made a few modifications to the keyed telegraph, enough to claim it as his own without arousing suspicion. He then unveiled the invention to the world, basking in the adulation and praise that followed. The world hailed Bellamy as the father of modern communication. The invention was hailed as a breakthrough, a marvel of modern engineering that would revolutionize the way people communicated. Bellamy became a celebrated figure, his name synonymous with innovation and progress. Elias's name was erased from the history books, and his original keyed telegraph design was forgotten. Lost in the shadow of the world-changing invention it became. The workshop that once buzzed with creativity fell silent, its walls bearing witness to a dream that was never realized. Years passed, and Elias watched as the world marveled at Bellamy's invention, unaware of the man who truly started it all. He saw the impact of the keyed telegraph on society, how it brought people closer and made the world a smaller place. Yet the recognition and acclaim that should have been his were bestowed upon another. He remained silent, choosing to fade into history, his story untold until now. Elias chose a life of quiet obscurity, content in the knowledge that his invention had changed the world, even if his name was forgotten. He found solace in the fact that his vision had become a reality, even if it was under another man's name. Behind every great invention, there lies a story of dreams, of perseverance, and sometimes of betrayal. The keyed telegraph was more than just a machine. It was a testament to the human spirit, to the drive to innovate and connect with one another. Some remembered, others lost to the shadows. The world is full of forgotten stories, of inventors and dreamers whose contributions have been overshadowed by others. Yet, these stories are no less important, for they remind us of the countless minds that have shaped our world. And sometimes, just sometimes, those lost stories resurface, reminding us of the forgotten minds that once dreamed of a better world. As we uncover these tales, we honor the legacy of those who dared to dream, who pushed the boundaries of what was possible, and who, in their own way, changed the course of history. The story of Elias Layton and his keyed telegraph is a reminder that behind every great invention there is a human story waiting to be told.